Good morning. It's Friday, September 5th. Here's what we're working on this morning.
The YMCA's second annual Long Walk Home event starts this morning. I'll be talking to participants here in Brantford.
To think that this poor child was molested by this predator. There's so many kids on this street that it could have happened to any of them.
A community rally is set for this weekend after a sexual assault of a girl in Welland.
I'll make it downright vicious.
And TIFF's opening day wraps up with a lot of star and political power. We've made it. We made it to the end of the first week back to school.
Yay! All right.
And what a week we've had.
Yes.
Weather-wise.
Interesting. What a morning yesterday. Wow. We had that heavy rainfall throughout the area. The thunderstorms rumbled through. We had over 20 millimeters of precipitation. 22.9, I do believe.
In a really short period of time.
Yeah, it rained so heavily. I mean, we saw that on our camera here that I have behind me here, and you could hardly see at all at one point yesterday morning across that highway. So yeah, we had some pretty heavy downpours. Now there is a chance of a shower today. It's only a 30% chance of a shower. We'll have some sun, we'll have some clouds. Our temperature at the moment is sitting at about 8 degrees, so it's on the cool side this morning. We're going to climb today. It'll be a warm day today, 25 with a humidex of 28, but there is a special weather statement in effect for just about all of southern Ontario talking about the winds. The winds today are really going to pick up as this frontal boundary goes through. We could have wind gusts 50 to 80 kilometers an hour, possibly as high as 90 kilometers an hour. Okay, and just in time, hands up whose garbage night it is tonight. And of course, yay, okay, hands are going up. Doesn't it always happen? You get a windy, when it's garbage. Anyway, hopefully the winds will die off later on tonight. All right, we'll talk about the forecast for today on the weekend to come coming up. Right now, let's look at traffic. 403 Waterdown Road. Still moving okay, so there's nothing to see right there. That's one of our exclusive cameras. Let's go to some MTO traffic cameras. Nothing at Nikola Tesla Boulevard. However, top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge, Toronto-bound traffic, no problems heading away from us. Niagara-bound towards us. Still some pylons on the highway there. Still some construction going on. Niagara-bound towards us here. There's a backlog back into Burlington, and that's going to be. Oh, here comes the truck to pick up the pylons. Okay, just ending. They usually try to do that about 6 o'clock, but that's going to reoccur tonight at about 10 for more overnight construction. And then the QEW east of Appleby, not a lot there. Okay, we'll look at weather and traffic as usual coming up in a few minutes. Right now, the news.
Okay, thanks very much. Well, the YMCA's second annual Long Walk Home kicks off this morning in Brantford. It's to raise money for the men's residence in downtown Hamilton. That's a long walk. Simone Gavros joins us now from the YMCA in Brantford with more.
Well, Annette, this morning, 8 people are going to be walking 72 kilometers over the next 2 days while also raising money for this fundraiser. Last year, they raised over $72,000, and so far they've surpassed their goal this year of $50,000. But that number just continues to keep growing, and they're also continuing to raise those funds today. So again, this morning, they're going to be leaving at 7 a.m. here in Brantford. Nobody's here just yet, but they will be coming here shortly. Then they're going to be making their way to Flamborough YMCA tomorrow, and also to Ron Edwards YMCA in Burlington before ending at the downtown Hamilton YMCA in the afternoon. Now, the YMCA says the funds go towards supporting mental health and addiction services, food security, room needs, and clothing. This all comes after the destructive fire last July at the men's residence that displaced 174 people there. So this morning, I will be talking to some participants who are going to be here shortly, hearing more about why they're participating, how much money they've raised, and why they want to get involved. For now, things back over to you, Rick.
Thank you, Simone. Niagara's police chief says the sexual assault of a child in Welland has deeply impacted not only the community, but his investigators. On Instagram, Chief Bill Forty has released a statement saying detectives are working closely with the child's family. The chief adds, we are aware of misinformation being shared online and urge the public to rely on verified sources while also respecting the privacy of the child victim. A woman who runs a bakery where the child and her mother are customers is furious the child was victimized by an intruder who broke into the family's home.
People are mad. They're mad. They're devastated. It's like, how can you look at a little girl like that and want to do what you did?
He's one of the organizers of a rally this Sunday night at Welland City Hall calling for a safer community. A 25-year-old man charged with sexual interference and aggravated sexual assault in the case is due in court in St. Catharines next week.
Niagara's homicide unit is investigating after human remains were found in Niagara-on-the-Lake. So a skull was found last Sunday afternoon near Reed Road and the shore of Lake Ontario. Then on Wednesday, full skeletal remains were recovered from the area. Niagara police are working with the Ontario Forensic Pathology Service to help identify the remains, which they say were badly decomposed. The area remains under police guard.
Halton police are investigating a serious crash in Oakville. It happened last night at around 10:30 at Dundas Street East and 6th Line. Police say a 52-year-old man in a Honda minivan was turning left when he crashed with a motorcycle driven by a 23-year-old woman from Burlington. She was taken to a trauma center with life-threatening injuries but is now stable. The roads reopened at around 3 this morning.
On the Burlington Skyway, the Niagara-bound lanes of the QEW will be closed again starting tonight. 2 lanes of the Skyway will be closed all weekend, along with all of the ramps from the Eastport Drive Collector to the Skyway. North Shore Boulevard interchange will stay open. The closures begin at 10 tonight, and all affected lanes and ramps are expected to be reopened by 5 on Monday morning. As always, this work is weather dependent. A boil water advisory is in effect for parts of Haldimand, Norfolk. This includes White Oaks Village in Hagersville and Nanticoke Business Park. Public health tests show bacteria in the water, so people are being asked to use bottled water or to boil their tap water for at least a minute before using it for food or drink, brushing their teeth, and making ice. Hang on to your hats. Environment Canada has issued a wind warning for the Greater Toronto and Hamilton area. Strong winds with gusts of 70 to 90 kilometers an hour are possible into this evening. Southwesterly winds will develop late this morning as a low pressure system pushes over northeastern Ontario, and the wind warnings may be expected for some areas. Hope it doesn't get too windy for TIFF. A star-studded opening night has wrapped up for the Toronto International Film Festival. Emily Taylor was on the red carpet for us for the premiere of the new doc, John Candy, I Like Me.
Good morning, Morning Live. The red carpet is wrapped up here at Roy Thompson Hall on the first night of the 50th anniversary of the Toronto International Film Festival. We caught up with the director, Colin Hanks, of the new documentary, John Candy, I Like Me, about why he chose to take on this story.
Really, it was more about trying to find what was the story that would be most engaging, because the man is definitely worthy of a documentary, there's no doubt about that, but what does that story actually, look like? What is the story that we actually needed to tell? And the fact that he was so relatable and suffered from a lot of the things that everyone does, I thought was actually something sort of worth celebrating and worth exploring.
Also on the carpet this evening, the Candy family, who produced and starred in the doc, producer Ryan Reynolds, and Eugene Levy, one of the many Canadian comedians who spoke about his friend John for the film. The doc will be available to stream on Amazon Prime October 10th. We'll be back on the red carpet later this evening to bring you all the latest from TIFF. Reporting from Toronto, I'm Emily Taylor.
Emily and camera guy Dwayne will be back to speak with Sydney Sweeney as well. We should note that the Prime Minister was also at last night's opening.
Sportsline, and just like that, the NFL season is underway.
Second and goal. Hurts again the tie. Now Chase. Now taken off to the pylon. Got there. Jalen Hurts for the second time tonight.
Jalen Hurts ran for 2 touchdowns, and Saquon Barkley also found the end zone to lead the Eagles to a 24-20 win over the Cowboys. Javonte Williams led Dallas with a couple of rushing touchdowns in a game that was delayed for 65 minutes because of lightning in the area. It didn't end until 12:18 this morning. Now, Eagles defensive tackle Jalen Carter was ejected from the game after the opening kickoff for spitting on Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott. Week 1 continues tonight in Brazil, where the Chargers take on the Chiefs. And then there were 2. The Intercounty League Baseball Final is now set.
Andrew Case. Brandon Hupe, high deep drive. That one is going to get to the wall in right center field. 1 run's going to score. Luther right behind him. It's a 2-run double for Brandon Hupe.
Welland is moving on to the finale after the Jackfish grounded Guelph 8-1 last night, leading 3-1 in the 6th inning. Brandon Hupe hit a 2-run double to break the game open for Welland, while Teodoro Ortega allowed just 1 run over 5 innings while fanning 4. The best-of-7 championship series starts Sunday in Welland, where the Jackfish will host the defending champion Barrie Baycats. The women's singles final is set at the U.S. Open. World number 1 Arina Sabalenka will take on Amanda Anisimova in tomorrow's title match. Anisimova beat Naomi Osaka in a grueling 3-set semifinal last night, while Sabalenka dumped Jessica Pegula in 3 sets. In the men's semis tonight, Canada's Felix Auger-Aliassime faces top-ranked Jannik Sinner, and Novak Djokovic will meet Carlos Alcaraz. The women's doubles final begins at noon today with Canada's Gabriela Dabrowski and New Zealand's Erin Routliffe playing top seed Taylor Townsend and Katerina Siniakova. Ticats traveling to Montreal tomorrow, where they hope to stop their 3-game losing streak. The Alouettes, meantime, have lost 4 in a row, but Cats coach Scott Milanovic says they won't take them lightly.
They have championship pedigree. My respect for Jason Moss couldn't be higher. My respect for Noel Thorpe could not be higher. Tough place to play, fun place to play. Looking forward to going in there. And like I said last time when we were 0-2, this is, it was a measuring stick game for us, and we just need to get back on track, no matter who it's on.
The return man Isaiah Wooden still on the injured list. Hamilton signed Phillip Brooks, who attended training camp with the Cats. Also on the injury front, Hamilton defensive tackle Casey Sales will miss tomorrow's game with a groin injury. Week 14 of the CFL season begins tonight in Ottawa, where the Red Blacks host the BC Lions. Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather Jr. will meet early next year in an exhibition matchup of Boxing Hall of Famers. Tyson is 59, Mayweather is 48. No date or site has been announced. The Ice Dogs beat the Bulldogs 4-1 last night in OHL preseason play. They'll meet again tonight, this time in Brantford. The OJHL season began last night as the Burlington Cougars beat the Caledon Admirals 5-2. And the Blue Jays are in the Bronx tonight to open a big 3-game series against the Yankees. Toronto leads New York by 3 games for top spot in the AL East.
And away we go into this Friday morning, the 5th of September here. The time is coming up on 6:13. Traffic this morning is very light. Nothing going on. Construction pretty much coming to an end. 403 Waterdown Road still looks good, so no problems at that particular point. That's our exclusive camera. We'll go into St. Catharines and have a look at some cameras. QEW Ontario Street, nothing there. Same with Nikola Tesla Boulevard. Fairview Street looks good. Here's east of Royal Windsor, so on this camera, Toronto bound's coming towards us. And a different story here at the QEW at Cawthra. We do have a vehicle off to the side, but it's off to the side, and as you can see, it's starting to get a little bit busy as you go through Mississauga. Temperature this morning, we've just pumped up. Temperature actually right now is sitting at 12 degrees, so that's just a degree below seasonal. Winds so far today still fairly light, but wait till later on. The sky is fairly clear. So what we have for school today is 25 degrees will be the high. So it'll be a warmer day today and a kind of sticky day. It'll feel like about 28 degrees, but we do have that 30% chance of showers. But look at those winds. Southwest 50 to 80. We could have wind gusts to 90 kilometers an hour in some areas today. Be careful of that. As far as air quality risk is concerned, in the low risk category for the day. What we have is an approaching frontal boundary, low pressure going by to the north, and that's really going to kick in the winds ahead of that frontal boundary. We could get a shower out of that, and then we're looking at getting back into some sunshine for the weekend. There will be a chance of a shower, particularly on Sunday, but tomorrow looks good. Today, 25 degrees around the Horseshoe, humidex about 28, so a little cooler away from the lake, but there's that 30% chance of a shower, but winds really strong today. Tonight, temperature falls back to 10 to 14 degrees, 8 degrees away from the lake, but a mainly clear sky tonight. And then tomorrow, we're looking at sun, a little bit of cloud cover, a chance of a shower for Niagara, but for the rest of us, a mix of sun and clouds. Temperatures 20, 21, and 22. So out the door, Friday, 5th of September, temperature right now sitting at 12. It's mainly clear. Long range coming up. Annette, Rick.
Okay, coming up after the break, the beer store closing 6 more locations, including one in Niagara.
Losing is not an option. Let's pull this plane. Pull!
You don't know what you're in for, Rick. 990, 991. Pull!
Support your favorite team. Donate now.
It is 6:17 on your Friday morning. Checking overseas trading numbers, the Canadian dollar is up 13 basis points to 72.5 cents U.S. Gold is down more than $3 an ounce. Crude oil is down 11 cents to $63.37 a barrel. Checking midday trading in Europe, markets are up across the board, but just a bit.
Over in Asia, markets were up across the board as well in Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Shanghai. And in North American markets, the TSX gained 164 points at close yesterday. The Dow rose 350. The Nasdaq was up by more than 200 points.
The Hamilton-Oshawa Port Authority, HOPA, has renewed a partnership after a huge transformation of Portland's in Niagara. Along with the BMI Group, HOPA has revitalized more than 600 acres of what used to be brownfield into a thriving industrial hub. What used to be the site of a former paper mill is now home to more than 30 new tenants with direct access to the Welland Canal, rail service, and high-capacity hydroelectric power. With this partnership renewal, both HOPA and BMI are working together to identify more ways to expand and enhance the Niagara Port area.
The beer store has announced it's closing more stores across the province, and one is from the Niagara region. The Bridge Street location in Niagara Falls is among the 6 that will close on November 2nd. The beer store has closed more than 100 locations since May of last year. The beer store is also reminding customers that grocery stores are expected to begin accepting empties beginning January 1st.
Canada's latest job numbers will be out later this morning. Most economists who were surveyed by Reuters expect that there was a gain of 10,000 jobs across the country in August. Despite that, the unemployment rate is expected to edge up just slightly to 7%, and that's mainly because of the amount of jobs that were lost in July. Today's numbers come ahead of the Bank of Canada's next interest rate decision, which is coming up September 17th.
Canada's auto market is showing signs of stress due to the ongoing tariff war. A new survey by DeRose Automotive Consultants shows vehicle sales fell in August. About 160,000 vehicles were sold, down nearly 3% from the same month last year. It's the first year-over-year decline since February. Sales are still well below pre-pandemic levels when 180,000 vehicles were sold. The industry continues to face uncertainty from trade negotiations, and automakers have raised their estimates for tariff costs.
Lululemon's CEO is not happy with their latest results. The Vancouver-based athletic clothing retailer's net income is down more than $20 million to just under $371 million U.S. in the second quarter. Revenue, though, was up to $2.5 billion, up 7% from last year. Now, Lululemon repurchased more than 1 million shares at a cost of about $280 million. CEO Calvin McDonald says, quote, "We are facing yet another shift today within the industry related to tariffs and the cost of doing business." He says the increased rates and removal of the de minimis provision, which is a customs provision, have played a large part in our guidance reduction for the year.
All right, we're going to take a quick time out. Brian is going to return with your traffic update and 7-day weather forecast. Good morning.
Good morning, 23 minutes after 6 o'clock on this Friday morning. Starting to see a little light in the sky. I want to go back to this camera. This is the QEW at Cawthra. You're looking at Niagara-bound lanes coming towards us. Blocking vehicles are now escorting slowly, very slowly, that vehicle that was just disabled off to the side. As you can see, they're now leaving the highway, going up on the ramp to Cawthra. So that's clearing up that particular problem. Okay, let's go back into the Niagara area. St. Catharines at Niagara Street looks good. Top of the Skyway Bridge, they were picking up some pylons here. We had a truck going along, but nope, looks like the pylons are still there. Across the Burlington Skyway. East of Appleby, Sheridan looks good. Here's Erin Mills Parkway and the 403. No, nothing there. Temperatures at the moment, we're in double digits all the way around. We're at 12 degrees for Hamilton right now, 14 Grimsby, 15 Mississauga, 17 for Toronto. Seasonals now changing a little bit. 22 now for the daytime high and 12 actually for the overnight low. So we're sitting at seasonal right now. Sun times, records right there, and yes, there is a chance of a shower today. This morning we're looking pretty good. We should be 16 degrees for the first bell for school, sun and clouds, and then there's that 30% chance of a shower this afternoon. 25 today is going to feel like 28, so a little sticky today. 10 overnight tonight, tomorrow 20 degrees, sunny day, lovely mid-September day, getting toward mid-September. Sunny on Sunday, but there is a chance of a shower, only a chance, and 18. Sunshine for Monday, and then sun, cloud mix Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It's your forecast. Annette, Rick.
Okay, earlier this summer, we showed a rather disturbing video from Florida of a man in that Chuck E. Cheese costume being arrested. Well, now police have released body cam video of how it went down.
Don't resist. Do not resist. Don't let your hands go. Does this come off, man? Does this just come off the top? I don't want to hurt you. I work here. There you go. I understand you work here.
Oh, no. It all played out in front of customers, kids, and parents. Police officers entered the restaurant and found Chuck E. who was about to take a picture with customers. Instead, he was put in handcuffs. Tallahassee police say the employee was wanted on credit card theft and fraud charges.
Do not resist. We have cheese. Oh my. I think the most disturbing thing is the mascot head on the top of the cruiser.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like.
Yeah. Can you imagine driving by this scene?
Kids
what
in the
is
window.
going
No.
on? Yeah, this happened during a child's party.
Yeah.
Right?
Did they get their money back?
I would hope so.
Yeah, I would hope so too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Stay with us. More to come after the break here on Morning Live.
Great story for later.
Yes, very much so. Thanks.